Not feeling Guichabou coming out on top into this one.
Not to discredit Guichabou, of course, Guichabou is on an insane run of recent, but I feel like 33% on Sandstorm is a pretty good number to pull, especially with the Sandstorm effect, similar to Pavelski in polls. But nonetheless, we'll be seeing if Guichabou can make that upset, not only, or I guess upset the predictions here. I think Guichabou takes this one. I'm on the Guichabou train right now.
I stay with my GOAT. Till the end of time.
To the end of time.
I stay with my GOAT. I know TK does the same.
I think, yeah, funny enough, I have Sandstorm winning this tournament in my predictions. So, you know what?
You're trying to play both sides,
yeah,
baby.
Yeah, I'm doing the little double duty here, but nonetheless.
Radical centrist PJ the Puff here, trying to hedge
will
his
win,
bets.
but Sandstorm will win the tournament. No, yeah. It should be a very close game so far, and a lot of high aggression right now as Guichabou is on the cannon and looks to just find those reads with that neutral stick. Sandstorm, with a side stick of their own, though, is going to force Guichabou high. Once again, Guichabou has been...
What a wild recovery going all the way up there.
I think ground pound to stall more so that Sandstorm had to land back on the stage.
That also gives him time for his dodge to come off a cooldown in case he needs it.
It's the new innovation, I think, from Guichabou, is using the cannon pretty efficiently out of disadvantage to get back to the stage comfortably.
Cycling of weapons between these two players so early into this game. There's the recovery for Stocko Squeech.
Just cycling right back to the Guitars. I mean, I definitely think Guitars has the potential to just, run away with a game. I think Sandstorm, knowing that, thankfully on the Gauntlets here, just needs that one last hit. The neutral light, not quite enough here on Lions, but a big side air from Guichabou reversals the situation. That's some pretty good damage. And dodges through with the gravity cancel. Side light, Sandstorm actually dodging a little bit in place on the ground there. Avoids the ground pound as the recovery comes through. Guichabou in a very bad spot. Nice save of the resources, though. Sandstorm has been getting reversaled off these edge guards a lot right now, and it's costing so much damage. Guichabou gets a big connection there. Has the dodge read, but doesn't find the connection on it. And Sandstorm right now dodges through the SIG.
But he's not able to punish it. He needs something here. He's not able to find anything. It's like Guichabou will whiff moves and Sandstorm can't punish them because Guichabou's already attacking again. These high dice Guitars are so difficult to deal with. It feels like playing against Koji back in the day a long time ago.
Yeah.
The second you think about the punish that you can do against him, he's already out of recovery frames and already throwing another move.
A neutral light there from Guichabou, and yeah, that's a classic.
Disrespectful bonk.
Yeah.
Glunk.
It looks like it's like a little disrespectful or stylish, but I think it's just like super optimal too. It's like,
absolutely.
It covers like perfectly. That's a terrible
the
angle.
sound is what makes it disrespectful.
It's just like
the most disrespectful weapon hit sound in the entire game.
Just a thump and you're gone.
Yeah. You actually got glonked on the head like a cartoon character.
Okay, Guichabou throwing the Guitars to give themselves some space on the stage. Gets the downlight into recovery, and a down stick comes in. And Sandstorm in a bad spot. The ground pound taps in that game with Guichabou with a two-stock game number 1. We are getting a lot of two-stocks game number 1, I'll tell you what, Sparky.
Same thing happened with Bunny as well. Was Bunny a two-stock?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Both wins were a two-stock versus Sandstorm. Anonymous Alex took game 1 versus Radish with a two-stock. A lot of two-stock game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if history repeats itself.
Consistency region.
Yeah, consistent.
People think I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
If the history repeats itself, Sandstorm's actually on pace to win this set because of that.
Yep,
Whoever's been getting two-stock game 1 has actually been winning the set, but nonetheless.
You got to throw game 1, PJ.
Yeah, you got to get two-stock specifically. You can't have it be close.
Okay, the weapon starving already coming out from Sandstorm. Nobody's really done that successfully against Guichabou. Very few people have even attempted it against Guichabou. Oh, if Sandstorm loses this, his dodge, all right, he's just able to make it back over. I was wondering if the dodge was going to have enough distance that it could cover in time, but Sandstorm has a massive lead here. Yes, yes, do the weapon starving. Thank you. That is so important to do.
Has Guichabou grabbed the weapon yet? No, definitely not. Finally gets the Guitars, though. Your saving grace potentially is. Sandstorm gets another side air and covers the weapon toss jump recovery attempt with that ground pound as Sandstorm moves up with the stock lead. This is exactly what's been happening every single set we've commentated so far.
Now, I get a little bit too hasty with the weapon starving because I almost think it should that's something you should always do no matter what, and that's obviously not the right thing to do. But when you have such a weapon specialist like Guichabou, who his cannon's great, he's making it work so far right now, especially looking for those signatures that will likely KO very soon. But when you can take Guitars away from Guichabou, that's huge for you. You open up so many more avenues of victory.
Exactly that. And I mean, as much as the cannon has been connecting, Sandstorm's looking to lap Guichabou, not only with the stock, but with the damage. Okay, neutral light into recovery, doesn't connect. Guichabou looks to find a downlight, and that's a 3-stock-to-1 lead for Sandstorm, as Guichabou has probably done less than 60 damage on Qatar so far. As you were saying, if you can nullify Guichabou's Qatars, you will win.
That, and you gotta throw game one.
And you gotta get 2-stock game number 1. That's very important.
Throw game one. We figured it out.
That's the formula here at Trial of Skadi. We broke the code right now. That's how you win.
To go home and get into my ranked games
and throw
game one.
Get 2-stock game 1. You heard it here first. Free elo.
Get it twisted.
Get it twisted. Nice down there for Sandstorm. Oh, it almost KO'd.
Orange that KOs, for sure.
Yeah, a little bit more damage. One more neutral light, maybe even. Right now, Sandstorm is just going crazy on the site. It's good to see him return to form on it. Guichabou has been struggling even on the Qatar's ground pound out of it. Doesn't give Guichabou a read. Tries to pick up there. And that's a big opener for Guichabou. Can you find the KO? No, you cannot. Sandstorm unarmed right now, and Guichabou cycling to the second Qatar of their final stock in this game, number 2.
Nice job moving deeper into that push-off column. There's the recovery. That's the dodge burned.
Okay. Avoiding that carefully. Sandstorm looking for that last KO. Forgoes the scythe altogether. You want that unarmed KO potential as well. Gauntlets are online next as well. Guichabou, gravity cancel down like into Nair. It is definitely not over yet. Guichabou has Qatars in hand. Sandstorm is going to be looking to pick up a weapon, and Guichabou doesn't go for the weapon star, but actually punishes the weapon pickup, which might prove fatal here. The recovery doesn't KO, but Sandstorm in a great spot.
There it is.
Finds the next one to tap it in there.
And in that first string attempt from Guichabou, before that recovery came out from Sandstorm, he wasn't even trying to jump or dodge to punish it. He was trying to wake up attack. I believe it was a ground pound.
Yeah.
I didn't fully see the animation to know enough of what it was, but he was trying to wake up with an attack out of hit stun, as opposed to trying to jump or dodge
It was
away.
Definitely gauntlet ground.
It was ground pound?
Yeah.
That's, okay, that's
Gauntlet
definitely what I
correct.
thought it was. Man, great game from Sandstorm. A very confident victory from him.
53% accuracy on 55 hits. That's less than 30 hits. That led to the game win. I'm going to start doing the percentage thing, because that's a ridiculous amount of, I mean, 25 moves is all it takes for a player like Sandstorm.
John Cena gets it done with his 5 moves of doom.
Yeah.
25 moves isn't that much more.
It's not that far.
It's not that much more.
Right now, Sandstorm continues that pressure. Guichabou not getting weapon starved like that last game, but on the cannon and looking to cycle right into the Qatars. And Sandstorm threw their weapon away immediately as well in an attempt to continue the weapon starve game.
Ooh, there's a D-Light ground pound. Optimal damage there.
Yep.
From the unarmed 2-piece. There's, again, like those just above stage ground pounds that he's finding contact with. I don't know if he has a follow-up in mind after that from the bounce pass. Like, regularly people will, if they do like the nair that we just saw, they'll go for like the side air, or they'll just wait to see what their opponent does. There's the side air. Ooh, and the bonk on the head to confirm it. Absolutely, Sandstorm. Massive lead here in game 3. About 45 seconds was all it took to find that first stock.
Yeah, and this is kind of the same energy we got in game number 1. Guichabou on the cannon gets a sidelight into Sarah for some nice damage, and it's definitely not over yet. Nice dodge through that down air, and it's interesting because Sandstorm is like throwing his weapons away because he knows Guichabou is going to pick up a Qatar next, so you want to like continue to outpace the weapon. Maybe Sparky is right about the keeping the weapon starving forever. Yeah.
And also with Guichabou, whoa, he recovered the other direction, gets caught with a strong D-Light. That's going to be the stock there. And one of the things, like with Sandstorm throwing his weapons away, yes, he's disarmed for a little bit of time, but when the next weapon spawn comes back in, Guichabou has to contend with the fact that, like, if I want to weapon starve him, I have to throw away my Qatars in a way I can pick them back up, pick up the cannon, throw that one away, and then pick up my Qatars. Because if I don't do that successfully, then I am without a weapon, and it seems like most of my win condition is gone.
Exactly. The Nair continues to connect for Guichabou, but hasn't been finding the KOs on Western Air Temple. Nice catch there. Downlight, yeah, that was too deep in the downlight hitbox. Okay, Guichabou struggling to find the KO here on Sandstorm.
He wanted the 3 stock so bad there. There's a D-Light gravity cancel neutral heavy. Going to be the strongest option in terms of force to find the KO off the top. A little bit more difficult to grab the timing on compared to the D-Light recovery that we see a lot. But if you want the most optimal thing, the one that will KO the earliest, you go for the D-Light and the gravity cancel neutral heavy.
this is what you were talking about, where if Guichabou attempts the weapon starve, you lose the Qatar you had built up. Cannon is now next in your rotation. You're not going to get there, as that's a JV3 for Sandstorm. That's a JV3.
That means 218 damage all went in to that first stock from Sandstorm. We were talking earlier about how Guichabou wasn't struggling to find KOs. Sometimes Qatar players do. That's not something that happens when we have Guichabou on the board in front of us. But all of a sudden, Sandstorm has changed the game.
Yeah, we'll see the damage there once again. I mean, Sandstorm is just hitting everything now. 64% accuracy on 47 moves. No matter how many need to be hit to win the game, you're hitting almost everything you're throwing out. 218 damage taken, I think all in the first stock. I'm like pretty sure.
It's 30 moves,
30
bro.
moves, yeah.
It's 30 moves.
Like point whatever is the weapon toss damage.
Yes, it's technically 30.08.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that counts for weapon toss damage. Wow, 30 moves and it was over. I gotta start counting my moves better because that's all it takes.
I gotta start. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm like, it's taken me a while.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I know I'm not that great, but wait a minute, 30 is all it takes.
I gotta get on Yaralytics to like really analyze my games and tell me what my numbers are.
Yeah. Maybe we don't want to know that though. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's just gonna hurt. I'm not gonna be able to actually do anything about it.
Maybe not. But if the narrative continues, as we've been commentating the other sets previously, this is the game for Guichabou to take to force a Game 5. So we'll see. And already kind of starting off better with a Qatar in hand on Demon Island.
Ooh, okay. Nice 4-piece there to kind of start mounting the comeback against Sandstorm to keep this one even. He's still just a little bit behind. There's the side light. Guichabou is in the red now. The jump neutral air is going to disarm. Oh, yes. Yes, Sandstorm. Yes, sir. I love the weapon starving.
Nice catch there with the nair from Guichabou. It's been finding a lot of nairs, but hasn't been finding KOs off of it.
Oh,
that was the read.
Recovery,
Every Gauntlet player got excited there for a second. That's the read we're looking for.
He was still trying to show respect. Nice bonk on the head.
Oh, no!
If Guichabou turns this around, robbed it right out from underneath Sandstorm, trading 1-for-1. A fantastic trade. He got a great deal there.
You'll definitely take that. Guichabou definitely just gone there. Sandstorm kind of pitching that one, but nonetheless, back on the side versus the Qatars. Guichabou gets called out big in the air. Right now, Sandstorm's finding an insane amount of connections on the scythe, and Guichabou needs to play more around that movement to avoid it, because if Sandstorm continues to hit you this much, you're going to lose.
Neutral air, nothing immediately after the bounce. Wasn't trying to bounce pass and dribble Guichabou across the stage over towards the right edge.
Nice down air there from Sandstorm to send Guichabou off stage. Guichabou's been playing a lot better immediately after getting thrown off stage and hasn't been putting themselves in bad spot. Welcome to the half pipe. Okay, not enough to KO, but finally Guichabou with a lead in 2 games for the first time. Unarmed on Sandstorm, which has been finding a lot of success. Also, we saw a switch of skins here from Guichabou as well. We're no longer on the Sakura crossover.
Now, we just saw that signature punish from Sandstorm use the active input to throw towards that skybox instead of going for the dunk over the edge, just because you couldn't get to the edge at that point based on how centrally on the main platform he ended up hitting it.
Sandstorm's been all too perfect on those last hit scramble situations. The weapon toss confirms into the gauntlet recovery, and Sandstorm is 1 stock away from moving on here into winners finals.
Okay.
Let it rip. Why not?
He just kept it going, man.
Yeah.
All the active frames that I was hoping Sandstorm would eventually fall into it somehow, would maybe goof up his punishment and end up getting caught by it.
Okay, the dodge is expended from Sandstorm. Definitely has gotten it back now, though. Guichabou trying to get something going with these rising, jump and then immediate down airs to try to catch Sandstorm's jumps.
There's the ground pound wake up instantly again.
See if it continues to work for Sandstorm. If it gets punished by Guichabou on the Qatars, gets the side light into the down light on Scythe. That's some pretty good damage for Sandstorm. Not really wanting to play that gambit of going off stage versus Guichabou's Qatars, which have been so consistent at reversaling.
Dude, the defensive gameplay from Sandstorm right here is so difficult for Guichabou to get through. In KO damage and disarm, the weapon starving coming through.
This should be it.
There's
if
the
Sandstorm
side
can find it.
Bounce off the main stage. Went for the GCD light. Okay, gets interrupted.
Oh, wait a minute. The dodge gets expended. Guichabou tries to continue the pressure, but Sandstorm with a recovery on the gauntlet moves on into winners finals.
Now, people at home, people on Twitter will always be like, bro, stop talking about Sandstorm. Like, we get it. He's good. We know. But, like, the fact, and we talk about this all the time, the fact that he obviously had his era of domination.
Yeah.
Where it was Sandstorm in singles, Sandstorm in doubles, every single tournament, no matter what. So often that it honestly got boring.
Yeah.